Curate, Instigate. Kirk's Grocery.
Hey, what's up? It's the COVID kid. Welcome to Kirk's Grocery tonight. We miss seeing you all on Friday nights. 7 o'clock's about the time people usually showing up, getting ready to hear some music, getting some drinks, having a good time. But here we are. We're going to walk through our exhibition. We did this. LB's here. He's got a few snacks. We're listening to some Ronin. Kind of trying to match that up with our good friend Gordon McConnell's paintings. A little bit Western, Ennio Morricone sounding. Anyways, today we'll be looking at Curate Instigate here at Kirk's Grocery. It's our latest show. It's been up a week. We did our first live walkthrough of it last week on Instagram.
Maybe you should wait 1 second. We have 3 people on right now, and I feel like they're joining us at this moment.
Oh, okay.
So,
So I don't know. We're just going to wait a sec. Is that what you're saying?
I think we should wait a sec. Robert Bykowski says hi, LB and Shane.
Hey, Robert.
And Mary. How about Anne Mary?
And Mary's in there. One thing we did last week, or we're trying to do today that we didn't get on Instagram so much last week, is people interacting. Mary is going to read the notes today. So if you are looking to buy something, or want to ask a question about one of the paintings, or look at it longer, or see something up close, please interact. Talk to us. Talk shit. Whatever you need.
Robert Bykowski tells me all caps, yeah, relax.
Me?
No, because
Okay.
I pointed out that he didn't say hello to me. We have a gentleman named John Burdenground, and he says, I miss you, LB.
Oh, Bear, we miss you too. We're so happy you're here to join us.
Bear misses you, LB. And,
Kirk's Grocery's been in Billings, Montana for about a year and a half, and we're just going to take you through the exhibition one at a time. It's going to be like a personal tour, except I'm touring everybody who's watching right now.
and we're up to 12 people.
So we are going to talk about Curate Instigate. We have Gordon McConnell here. This is going to be the first piece we're looking at. Now, Gordon was a curator at the Yellowstone Art Museum back in the 90s. He's a wonderful man who I've got to meet over the last couple years. First saw his work at one of the Yellowstone Art Museum's art auctions, myself personally, or that I knew was his work. What he's been working on recently is he's taking advertisements from art forum magazines, and he is collaging them all together. So you can see these are kind of paneled out, collage style, a little bit of text poking through. You can see Doug Aitken's name over here. Now, this isn't just pages. This is advertisements for art. So he may be playing with, capitalism, consumerism on these, but he also usually works from mainly Sergio Leone movies, but working with spaghetti westerns and stuff in this show.
Bear would like a Pabst. Can you place that order?
Members get free Pabst, Bird and Ground, so this is all for you. This is all for you. Free Pabst right now. One thing I like about this piece, when Mary helped me lay this out, we're going to start at this guy. Kind of looks like he's trailing this person here by a rope. Pretty brutal, past some crosses. Pesky graveyards, growing every day. Over to Sandy Dvarishkis' piece. Now this piece is called What Side You Going to Pick? Personally, I'm going to stick up here with Sandy probably, with one of her figures. A lot of Sandy's work today, you'll notice, has figures in it, either on the right or left-hand side, usually accompanied by a bird or a rabbit or some sort of animal, some sort of nature.
Robert Bykowski says, I like this.
Yeah, this is a really great piece. I like it.
Gets even better.
And one thing I really love about this is she started this new thing called kintsugi, which is an old Japanese technique of fixing things with gold. And somehow this porcelain had cracked when she was firing this, possibly. And then she fixed that with a nice gold line going right through these horrendous KKK figures.
Yay from Bear. Sandy Dvarishkis is now watching, and Hank Fuller
So
is
now,
also watching.
Hank and Sandy, that's 2 of our artists
Sandy,
here in
the
our
artist,
stable.
is on.
They just joined us, so if they want to tell us anything about their work, you can always just post on there. Ask Sandy a question if you want to know.
Great.
So yeah, we're going to look at porcelain work from Sandy. She has quite a few plates. We actually sold 6 of her pieces last week, so there's not a ton left. But make sure to pick something up today. Look at that, gardening. Anybody out there gardening yet? Planting stuff in the ground?
And I just personally, this is probably my favorite piece by Sandy. I love how she ties in her themes that we've seen before of nature. I love this sort of ever-present female figure that we'll see in a lot of her work tonight. And I just love, what's the full title, Shane? Whose side?
What side are you going to pick?
What side are you going to pick?
And yes, you can eat jackfruit off that. I still have a lot of jackfruit from Jackfruit Thanksgiving in my freezer.
Yep.
So I need to figure out what to do with that.
This is shot through with gold. And yes, you can eat jackfruit off of this plate. You can also hang it on the wall, though. It is strung in the back.
Well, one thing we didn't talk about, Gordon's piece here, I'm just going to mention the prices if you're interested. This is $550. Sandy's right here is $130. It's porcelain clay, mason stains, and glazes. And now let's go down a little bit, and we're going to look at recipe 555 drawing machine.
Why
Now
don't you
this,
turn that, baby?
this right here is a drawing machine made by Stephen Glueckert, who was a curator at the Missoula Art Museum for 25 years. And he just makes a lot of really fun work. We have some mechanical machines. This is not the... You don't get a great line with this, but you know...
That's not the point.
That's not the point. Here you go, but it's really cool. Looks like it's made out of an old recipe box.
Oh.
That's all on there. This is $175. Comes with a large roll. You could do lots of drawings on there. Lots of drawings.
Stephen Glueckert's pretty well known for artwork that often incorporates machines. Hand crank machines and electric machines, like we'll see later.
Now we're going to come over here. We're going to look at a large sculpture by Sandy Dvarishkis. This is called She Persisted or Fuck Off. It's also called the Hair Sculpture. This is beautiful. It's got this beautiful base right here, cut out of a plank of
Love
wood
it.
that still maintains
Whoa.
all of the bark on this side.
Oh, and John Lodge added that back on Stephen Glueckert's piece, the sound was also the point. And we've got Love It and Whoa.
So this is Sandy's piece. She recently purchased a new kiln and got that all fired up. And this, I think, is the largest piece she's done out of it yet. It's got some really nice texture, some great glazes. We love Sandy's work. She was just an artist who I had seen her work at the Yellowstone Art Museum before in the gift shop. And she just came into Kirk's one day and asked if I'd show her work. And we got along, and she has some interesting stuff, so we've become friends. And then her friend Hank Fuller has followed us in. We're going to look at some of Hank's work today towards the end. I don't have it hung up, but I will be bringing it out. He's been really making some great paintings of the rims. We're going to continue it with Curate Instigate.
Yes. Getting some hearts. I think we got a little mouse on there, too.
And this is going to you, I think. We're going to switch off, right?
Oh. All right. I think we're going to switch off.
I'm going to go let Mary tell you about this wall.
Oh, I have the clipboard.
You don't have to have it.
Yes. All right. So for this walkthrough, I'm wearing the gondolier's hat, just to switch it up, and my Spiro Agnew watch, just to keep it political, everybody. So, yeah, like Shane said, I was working with him to lay out the exhibition and just try to find the through lines between Gordon McConnell, Stephen Glueckert, and Sandy Dvarishkis. And I feel like there are a lot of trios of work that go together. So Shane had said about Gordon McConnell that he has been working on advertisements out of Art Forum magazine. So you can see his style. Gordon McConnell often works from film stills, obviously from Westerns, and this is Once Upon a Time, from the film Once Upon a Time
In the West.
In the West. And you can really see Gordon's signature style here. I love the combination of color on some of the original color that shows through from these ads as well. And these pieces by Gordon are interesting too, because instead of being traditionally framed, he attaches them to the wall with these magnets.
You could, if you wanted to, you could get it framed, but the great thing about this kind of work is the texture. And when you do put stuff behind glass, you know, you kind of lose that feel to touch it. And so I really like that he's letting us get so close to this.
Yeah, you can see the seams that connect the different ads. You can see the movement of the paint. And then something about these three pieces that I think are nice is the strong red color between all three. So if we go down to Sandy's piece, the strongest red in this piece is the war button right there. This is the most political work that she's done. This piece is called War Button, Too Much Power. And so we see images of animals. We see this ever watchful woman here. And we also see imagery related to human beings, our society, and war. There are weapons, and there's this war button that says, press here.
Just move up to this one.
And then if we move up, here's another Gordon McConnell piece called The Original Django. And I like this piece because it kind of crops in tight on a central figure, which gives it power.
You want to read what Christian wrote us?
Oh, what does Christian wrote? Not to be official, but considering...
Critical.
Oh, not to be critical, but considering that you're doing this live with really no script or anything, you should lean more towards a more informal speech style.
Well, fucking A, Christian.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
All right. We got some
bro.
stuff on the wall here. You know, it's made by a guy. It's a guy named Gordon, guy we've met. He's a super nice guy. Guess what? Gordon likes Western stuff. Guess what else? Gordon likes art. That's why he had the magazines around his house. Also, interesting fact, Gordon was inspired by how Shane De Leon works, which is often on glued down pieces of paper. So for this piece, we do not have a statement by Gordon, but we do for some of the upcoming pieces.
We do.
So then we will be a little bit more official in those pieces.
All right, we're going to move on to the next ones here.
So,
I'm going to go up top.
You want to start up top? Up top, this one's also by Gordon McConnell. It's called Edible Hat. Gordon sent us a little bit of text about this one, so let's look at it for a sec, and then I'll read this to you. Edible Hat was made in 2019. It's $450. And Gordon says, during 2019, I experimented with making collages of the Advertising and Art Forum magazine, a luxury journal containing scholarly writing and extensive advertising for contemporary galleries and artists around the world. I combined the advertising with collage, paint, and oil pastel. In August, I introduced the Sergio Leone Italian-Spanish Western for a few dollars more, and a member appreciation event for the Art House Cinema, which people in Billings know, is right here in Billings, held at the historic Babcock Theater. So studying the film, which had thrilled me as a teenager, and seeing it again on the big screen after more than 50 years inspired Gordon to focus on spaghetti Western imagery. This piece was my first attempt to juxtapose the graphics and Art of Art Forum. Here, a group of celebrated male artists in this piece, with the cynical heroes and pathological villains of the Italo-Spanish Wild West. So there's a little bit about this piece in Gordon McConnell's own words, the artist's own words. And Gordon was always great at expressing his thoughts really clearly. So what's going on down here?
Christian, we appreciate your comments. We're really just trying to figure this out ourselves.
Yep.
So we didn't think you were being an ass.
Oh, that's a good thing to add, yes. So there's President Abraham Lincoln. Stephen Glueckert loves presidents. Here's a couple pencils. But what does this do? It turns ever so slowly. Or a little bit more quickly. Should we turn it up higher, Shane?
Get it fast. See if it'll fly off.
Let's get it going fast. There we go.
Poke our eyes out. Oh my God, that's amazing. Now these have been safety tested. Carn Rider magazine has safety tested this at all speeds. Now the great thing about this piece is it comes with, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 pieces of paper underneath this one. And they're pre-signed by him, so you actually are getting multiple originals from Stephen Glueckert, and you are helping him with all of these as you make these. And Mary mentioned last week when we were looking at this, that this, you know, Stephen works with a lot of found objects, and here is an old shoe horn.
Shoe form.
Shoe form.
For keeping your shoes in the right shape.
And he has turned that into a drawing arm.
And I love these tiles around the edge. Really thick tiles, really beautiful ceramic tiles. And they go around all 4 sides, although we can't fit along that back side.
Thanks so much for watching today, everybody. Keep asking questions if you got. Mary's going to talk about these last 3 here, and then we're going to go to a different wall, and I'll be back.
So we've got 3, I'm going to go around 3 items on this wall, and the first one is a truel. A lot of you have heard of a duel. This is a truel. So we've got 3 people involved. Again, we go back to the spaghetti westerns, and we'll see a lot of pieces where Gordon's used Clint Eastwood's character in the signature poncho.
Serape actually is what he had written on one of the pieces.
Oh, Serape.
I love this painting. This guy, this is exactly what this actor looks like. With all those gestures, he just got that, I forget his name, but that's exactly what that actor looks like. And I always love text in work, so if you're trying to get me to love your work as an artist, throw a word on there.
So now let's go down to this piece by Sandy Dvarishkis. We've got a recognizable figure here, somebody that perhaps we see in the media every day, or perhaps we try not to see him every day. In the background, I think you can see that there are sheep, and we have the flags of Russia, China, North Korea, and is it Iran? Is that the fourth?
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
That one on the right, yeah.
So another political piece, rendered in Sandy's style.
And these are plates, but they do have hangers on the back, so these do just hang on the wall. You could also, you know, let's say you're into making sushi. I imagine you can make sushi and put them on here and serve them.
Oh, sorry, it's China.
I miss sushi.
China, Saudi Arabia, Saudi, North Korea, and Russian flags. And Sandy also confirmed that those are sheep in my notes. And we've got LB trying to get in on the action here. He's a great pup. He's a great pup. And then, oh, he's such a great pup. He loves everybody at Kirk's, and he misses the crowd at Kirk's. You miss the crowd at Kirk's, yes. So this piece by Stephen Glueckert is a little different than the others. It's a little bit more two-dimensional. And if you zoom in right here, you can see that they both say pull. And then
this is called Irish Men Drinking? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I do not see it on the list.
Oh, it's on there.
That's how you know that we're Dinner with Irish Men. That's it.
Irish Men.
Dinner with Irish Men.
Now this is three-dimensional. My dog's biting my leg. Obviously. Kind of got this piece of glass that sticks off of it. Love these arms. They're just made out of some paper. Really expressive, real gestural. Stephen's work is always so fun.
And I think you can see the fishing line or the line he's using
Oh, yeah.
there. And I love the tablecloth, the way that's rendered too. And the metal frame that goes around the edge. It just shows Stephen Glueckert's ingenuity. And all the different items that he uses to create his art.
Pan this wall real quickly.
And then, I forget, Shane, did you mention that both Gordon McConnell, he used to be a curator at the Yellowstone Art Museum, Stephen Glueckert used to be a curator at the Missoula Art Museum. Part of the reason for the title, Curate, Instigate. All right, here we go.
I'm back. What's up, Facebook Nation? Glad to see I got rid of that mustache. That was the first mustache I ever had last week in my life. 49 years with that one.
Did you see these comments, or were you busy filming?
What does it say?
We've got texture always draws me closer to a piece.
Oh yeah, from Marnie. Thanks, Marnie. I'm so happy you're watching right now.
And
Marnie's a great friend. She always listens to my music too, which is great.
And Christian says, like I said, not being an ass. I love what you guys are doing. I love the venue and everything. I'm really enjoying this. We enjoy having you. Amanda Brandt says, nice. I love it. Love the hat, Mary.
What about my hat? Legend. Local legend. Makes good.
A lot of sparkle that you can't see on there.
All right.
Oh,
back
John
to the art show.
Burton says, break it. There's a lot of comments here. Christian said, it's really, I've really ever gone there for shows, but I'm going to have to check out more art here. This is amazing. Curtis Thompson is on.
Look at the art.
Curtis Thompson says it's a shoe tree. We've got a lot of comments. I think I'm going to start to go through. We've got Bess Lovick. We've got Jane Wagner-Dessner.
So Bess, I think she said she loves Gordon's texture. That's great. Yeah, we got to catch up with these comments. We're going to try to get a third person in here today. We almost got John Lodge
just to work on comments for us.
But I guess you have to keep scrolling. That's what I don't realize.
I think that's the problem, yeah. So
yeah, John, I miss sushi too, Bear.
Beth says she loves the worn billboard look of Gordon's new stuff. Yeah, Bear misses sushi. And Jane says, hi, LB. It would be great to see all the pieces in the show, even the ones that are already sold, which we will show.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We will show. We've got Betty Lose, Lee Van Cleef. Lee Van Cleef, who's one of my father's favorite actors.
Didn't he just die last week? Who said that? Who said Lee Van Cleef?
Don't break my heart.
Yeah, Betty did. I think he just died. Didn't he? Just died?
We got comments on the hat, the bandana. Looking like you're in a spaghetti western yourself, sir. Betty and Gordon are loving the tour.
Yeah, so Gordon, if anyone has any questions, Gordon is on here, Sandy is on here. You could directly ask the artists.
And these pieces are all for sale, except for a few of them that have a red dot that have been sold already.
We haven't seen those yet.
Everything that we've talked about so far has not yet been sold.
So now we're going to move on to this. So these are some drawings from last year, 2019, by Stephen Glueckert. I own a couple Glueckerts, and one thing I really love is he usually puts this line around the outside, this pencil line, and then he does not stay inside the lines, which I just love that. He's always got so much motion in this line. This line probably took, who knows, half a second to draw, 2 seconds, and it's got so much action, so much love. I love this piece.
Are you open by appointment right now, Shane?
Yes.
Okay. And can we get a shot of that first piece? The main big one, is that the great... The title of this is not The Great Sun. This piece here?
Is, when wolves are, what is it called? When wolves are afraid of wolves.
When wolves are afraid of wolves.
And this piece is 42 inches by 31 and a half inches. You could take this home and get it framed. It is, Gordon's pieces are fairly inexpensive because we aren't framing them for this show. So, you know, you could pick this up and frame it probably for twice as much as it costs for the painting.
All right, back
to
over
Stephen's wall over here.
I'll come back, let you see the whole wall.
So yeah, it's called Castile Drop. We're about to see 4 drawings. All of them have to do with balance. They all have shapes on them. They also all have animals. This is called Castile Drop. It's an oil drawing. It's from 2019, and it's $175. Now, a great thing about all these, he makes these really rough-hewn frames. He just fills it in with silicone or whatever he's using, comes on down, and then he just paints it all brown. And one thing I really love is you still get these, he's got brown on the glass. Like, I don't know if you can see that in there, but...
Hard to get focus on that. We got a little bit of reflection going on for
this. And I like messy art, so... Hank Fuller, he
knows a framer
Hank
for
Fuller
Gordon's
built
work.
Some beautiful frames for these. He's a great local woodworker, great local artist, works hard every day on artwork. I'm sure a lot of us artists are working hard every day.
Yep. All right.
The next one we're going to see did sell last Friday. This one is called Sancho T. It's in the same series from 2019 by Stephen Glueckert. This one seems to have a chicken on it, balanced. There's some cord or some rope. And it's just so quick and so vibrant, so alive. His drawings are just wonderful.
And I love the fact that each piece has an animal, some sort of balancing, basic shapes. Jennifer French is watching. And then messy art is the most fun art.
Oh, Bryson Foose, he's a local painter here. He does a lot of the pour painting, I believe it's called, and he's made some beautiful pieces I've seen online. Bryson also plays here. Jennifer, we own some of Jennifer's artwork. She's an amazing local artist. So happy to see so many great people on here today on your Friday night.
Jennifer also has a fantastic mom.
Yes, she does. Yeah. So yeah, this one's called Sancho T. We're going to now move down to a series by Stephen Glueckert card from the Natural Selection series. So these are called Natural Selection series. Once again, these are mechanical. They move. This has a little turn this knob and you can turn this spinner. It's kind of like a game with no point. Maybe that's like life.
That's some deep commentary there, my friend.
You like that? Yeah, you know, we're trying to go off the cuff, trying to take Mr. Shook's advice.
And there's the fox.
I love these rough-hewn, carved.
The hen.
Once again, we have tile around the outside, like we saw on his drawing machine. These are $350 each. Wonderfully made and constructed. He's got nice woodwork, tile work.
But wait, there isn't just one in this series. There are more. Where should we go next,
Let's
Mr.
go down to this
DeLeon?
bunny. Here we got, this one is called The Rabbit and the Carrots. And this is from the Natural Selection series. And these are all from 2019. This is all newer work by Stephen Glueckert. And once again, you can have fun.
Jennifer says hi, Shane.
Hi, Jennifer.
Turn that dial. Turn it.
Look at that. Well, I don't know what we're winning, but I'm definitely winning.
Yeah. The rabbit, the carrots, again, the tile work. This is one of his hand-powered machines. It's a little bit of a sheen on that wood that's hard to see, but it's definitely there. Jennifer agrees that she does indeed have a fantastic mom. Docent at the Yellowstone Art Museum. All right.
Now we're going to come up to another one in the Natural Selection series. Now this is based on an Aesop's fable, which is about, there's two ducks with a stick, or maybe the tortoise has the stick. Two ducks come by, pick him up, he's flying through the air, and his friend tortoise looks up and he says, "How'd you learn how to fly?" And he says, "Ah!" And when he opens his mouth, we all know what happens.
He falls.
It's a game we play. It's a game we play. So happy to have all this work here at Kirk's. We've had such a great reception over the last year and a half, so thank you, Billings. We've been working really hard on our website. It did get hacked, so that took a couple weeks off of it. But we have a great Upfresh Media, Keith Martinez. He is working on our website every day, makes it great. All the work in Kirk's should be up on that website within the next week. We've photographed everything in the entire building over the last week. Took great photographs, cropped it all, color balanced it, sent it off to the webmaster, Mr. Keith Martinez. Rock on, sir. Zenitram Jr., if you're looking for some music to listen to tonight, same guy.
Hey, Shane, what are these right over here?
Oh, these are Stephen Glueckert books. This is from his show that debuted up at the Missoula Art Museum called All Mixed Up. Now, I saw this show over at the Yellowstone Art Museum. It was the first work I'd seen by him. And I just fell in love with his work, and I tracked him down, and I became his friend or acquaintance, and I asked him if I could start showing his artwork here at Kirk's, and he obliged. So that is wonderful. So yeah, what we are doing today, any donations that you give to Kirk's Grocery, Venmo, which is at Kirk's Grocery, or PayPal, which is kirksgrocery@gmail.com. We are entering everybody into a drawing to win a free Stephen Glueckert book. Now, each of these books have a different cover because they were made on one of his famous drawing machines. These books are $30 each. We bought them from the Missoula Art Museum, so I'm sure that money goes right back to Stephen Glueckert, and we get a tiny cut. And
thank you, Missoula Art Museum.
Yes, thank you. What a great museum. So great to talk about Missoula Art Museum, Yellowstone Art Museum. Montana's got a lot of great art, and you are a lot of great people. We're going to continue with this tour.
Where is the mustache? That's a question.
Yeah, where it's always been, not on my face.
Yep, it was an Instagram special, that mustache. Now it's back.
Yeah, that was the first one ever, but people seem to like it. It's the only black hair left on my head. It was funny. I had an all black mustache. I used to have black hair. A lot of you guys think of me as gray, because I am. Anyways, back to this. Here we have Senior Trot, oil pastel and pencil. Once again, one of the homemade frames, really loose. One of the things I love about having Stephen and Gordon's work together is that it's just loose, quick, vibrant, alive, not dallied over for days and days. It's just real raw and emotional and just great. Love this stuff.
It's that same kind of frame that he created himself.
We're going to look at one more. This one's called Hemingway Ilk, and this sold last week to a local artist who's wonderful. Now, I really love this one, bringing in some Gordon's work. This whole edge is all ripped, and you can see the texture of this paper and some scrape across there. Bump and scrape. Once again, you get this jagged line, really quick, really fast.
I love the face on this bird too. I feel like it's got a lot of personality. Well, we're up to date on our comments, yeah.
All right.
This time.
We still have this piece on the wall. This is from our wonderful friend, mentor, inspiration, local legend, Jane Wagner Deschner. Here we have a bunch of opioids, one of America's favorite pastimes.
And it's still on the wall because
Shane can't find the keys.
But it's safe and secure. Sandy Dvarishkis says, my favorite.
Oh, that's great, Sandy.
And Jenny Bevel says, Ma'am's in the house. This is awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Oh, great.
Thanks for being here, Jenny. And Anna Page is here. And she says, gosh, I miss you so.
Let's just show this real quick. We're going to go through this later. We're going to go down the walls. Oh, here. I'm not here.
Oh, all right. Oh, Anna Page is here. Bear says, yep, Shane chopped his spaghetti stash. We're going to come past LB real quick, taking a break. Oh, hello, Shane.
Oh, happy you guys are here to join me today. I was just having some tea. Oh, yeah, one for me, one for LB, from this beautiful teapot made by Sandy Dvarishkis.
Let me get a nice shot of this here.
You can put your water in there, your tea in there. This is food safe.
Oh, Bear commented that he was the one who guarded those opioids for anyone who was here that night.
And guard he did.
A lot of hearts coming up here. And let me just zoom in so you can see these rabbit figures. They're really interesting. I really like the way there's that combination of the human form and the animal forms. Hold on, it's a little fuzzy for some reason. There we go. And like Shane said, this is a teapot that you can actually fill.
Food safe. Now, Sandy, we do have a lot of Sandy's cups. We're going to be looking at those a little while later, but here are two.
There's a lot.
We're just going to start with two. One here, once again, this one's called Rat in the White House, which a lot of us will agree that's what's happening.
There's a rat. But why is this piece called Rat in the White House? Oh, it's the White House.
There we go. It's got the Russian flag on top of it.
Mark says, wonderful, Sandy. And Anna Page says, Sandy's work is fierce. All caps. I agree.
She is. Sandy is just blowing it up. We need political artists. We need artists to talk up. We need artists to, well, we need everybody to talk up. But I love that Sandy's putting this out there, exposing herself.
Bryce said, I would brew some magic matcha in that bad boy. Right.
Well, it could be yours for $125, my friend.
$125.
Now these cups are $45 each. And this one here is called Go Back Where You Came From. We got a king rat on there again with some scepters.
Another rat with red eyes. We heard the red eyes were piercing over here just now. And let's see the red eyes on this rat. Turn it back for 1 sec. Yeah. Totally different approach to rendering a king rat. Sandy says, thank you, thank you.
And this says, Go Back Where You Came From. A lot of assholes out there saying that.
Ooh, and show the bottom of the cup a little bit, like that bottom edge.
Oh, the bottom.
Right there. Yeah. There it is.
So yeah, we'll delve more into Sandy's ceramics closer towards the end, but we do want to keep going. What?
Her mugs.
Her mugs, yes, her mugs and her cups. Looks like we have about 15 or 20.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm missing, Mary? Had to get over to the snack table. We filled this huge thing up for you guys and you didn't show up.
Yeah, we've got snacks for everybody, so feel free to enjoy this orange and some cookies and some San Pellegrino. Straight from the bottle. That's how we do it.
Oh, my throat really hurts and my lungs are filling up.
Well, don't start coughing.
Anyway, let's move on.
Okay, I'm going to back up for this one.
One wonderful piece by Stephen Glueckert here.
So many hearts.
Now, Stephen was born in Missoula, Montana, and he received his BFA from the University of Idaho, an MED in art education from Western Washington University. He's taught at the University of Montana, the University of Papua New Guinea, and throughout the Pacific Northwest. He spent 10 years at the Northwest Children's Home as a counselor and teacher. He's been the recipient of a Montana Individual Artist Fellowship. He's curator emeritus for the Missoula Art Museum. And in addition to being a practicing artist, he's written extensively about contemporary artists living and working in Montana. And this is a living, working, breathing artist here from Montana, a master. Been around a long time. Now, he told me the story of this.
I'm going to turn it for a while and I'll show everybody exactly what's moving.
This is called Toll Painter Walking to Valley Art Center in Clarkston. Now, he had told me he used to live in Clarkston, Idaho, and they have the Valley Art Center there. And it was full of toll painters, which is like a decorative art form. My neighbor used to do it. Sharon Doyle, or Sharon, now she's an art teacher here.
Sharon Peterson?
Sharon Peterson's her last name now.
Yeah, I love
She
Sharon.
was an art teacher.
Is
an art teacher. And she was a toll painter growing up. It's actually the first person I heard about it from. But this Valley Art Center, they loved toll painting and they did not like Stephen Glueckert's artwork. So Stephen did a whole series of artwork about this place. And I think at one point they did show some of his artwork, but they put it where no one could see it.
By the kitchen?
By the kitchen, that is what he said. Does have fabric. Got a little gold fabric going around. We got mirrors, multi-dimensional.
Hank Fuller says, great snacks. Yeah, I love this piece by Stephen. Different look than everything else that we have right now. And I love this figure and the way it's cut out of the mirror in some ways, and the mirror travels with it in some ways. It's a really interesting design to the mechanism of this piece, as well as the little dog that hops along behind her.
That is a mutant dog.
So is that.
We're going to move back to Gordon McConnell, and I adore this piece. You get these yellow flashes of brilliance, these red. I just love these bright colors, and just this tiny little bit of color right here is enough for this whole serape to be just, you know that's bright, but it's covered in shadow.
Oh, we've got Laura who says, my mom used to do toll painting, mostly ducks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You were talking about the yellows and the reds in this
I love
piece?
this piece. It's just exploding. A lot of times you'll notice artists who do plein air will do like a, they'll do their plein air paintings, and a lot of times there'll be these bright colors they put behind there with yellows or oranges or pinks.
Like
and
the
they
underpainting?
The underpainting, and it just ghosts the edge, and that kind of reminds me of that. But this is obviously Clint Eastwood. Once again, ripped up art forum ads, him on top. Once again, just these
It's a little rougher.
tiny gestures here, and look at how perfect this hand is. It's just, he just threw some paint, moved it all around. Master painter, look at this.
Here's some more of the ads. You can see a little bit up here by his shoulder, by his neck.
Lucky enough to have lunch with Gordon and Betty, his wife, at the museum a couple months ago, right before this
Sorry, puppy.
time we are living in happened.
Yep. I think they're both watching. Hey, Gordon. Hey, Betty.
So that was a nice lunch.
Yep. All right, Shane's
Moving along, we're going to look at
LB. Another piece by Sandy.
this one
That's
is
sold?
called He's No Gentleman, and it sold last week. It's double sold actually because Shane wasn't paying attention, so really sorry to our really good friends out there who bought this second and were not able to take it home.
We will not sell it a third time this week. It has sold.
Love this piece. Love these flat pieces by Sandy. Once again, these are plates. You could eat off them. You can hang them on the wall. They're gorgeous.
And he's no gentleman. I feel like this character of the snake right here is just so engaging and so strong. What are you listening to?
We're listening to Ronin. There's a ton of Ronins out there. This is a Ronin band that's from Italy. They are an instrumental band. They feature the artist Bruno Dorella. So if you put in Ronin,
How do you spell Ronin?
R-O-N-I-N,
Nice.
like a Japanese like samurai or something.
Yep.
Robert,
like
back me
the
up
film.
with that.
Like the film.
Yeah.
Betty Lowe says, "Hey back friends, love showing with Sandy and Steve Gordon."
Great.
So that was Gordon who said that. Via Betty's account, I think.
So we're going to move up to this other plate.
Snake in the grass.
This next one's called Southern Border.
I like this one.
This is by Sandy Dvarishkis, and she did grow up in a cattle ranch in northern Wyoming. She lived and learned the ranching life, and she described it as a gift. It gave her the opportunities to nurse, raise wild animals, birds, and reptiles. And as you notice, you can see a lot of animals in hers. Always with this character, the woman kind of watching, the silent muse watching everybody. All
And then
these
you
crosses.
can also see the gold that we saw in the very first piece we talked about.
That's the kintsugi, which is a Japanese technique that I know she's been practicing this year.
And what's the title of this one?
This one is called Southern Border.
Southern Border. And I love these images in the background of Southern Border. We've got this character from our popular media today, a little bit of a puppet clown. And then we have these haunting images in the back. Anna says, "Hi, Gordon and Betty. I love the new work. It's bold and leaps from the screen. Can't hardly wait to see it in person." We can't wait to see all of you in person and have you experience this in person too.
Now, Ronin, great band from Italy. Check them out. I put them on. We're going to try to save this. The one we did last week, we weren't able to save because
We screwed it up. Yeah.
So, but we're going to try to put this on our YouTube channel, which is at Kirk's Grocery, where we have a bunch of concerts you can watch. You can watch a John Lodge Knoll presentation. We're going to have more stuff going up all the time. But I wanted to put on music by one of my friends because sometimes YouTube will monetize that if that music is recognized in the back. And I did not want to put on Ennio Morricone because I didn't want him to say, "Hey, you don't have the rights to that music." But I know my friend Bruno would love it that I'm playing this music. And a lot of times it reminds me of Ennio Morricone. So,
Speaking of Ennio Morricone movies,
per qualche dell'oro in più, for a few dollars more. This one is called Rider. Once again, made from ripped up art forum advertisements.
much more obvious in these.
And I love that he's got this piece up here that's an advertisement. Right below, he mimics it by painting it. I think we actually do have something he sent me on Rider.
No, let's see what Gordon says in his own words from our notes. And while Shane looks, Anna says, "Sandy, your work is jaw-dropping." And ask Sandy if they can visit soon. She'd love to know more about her process.
So in Rider, Gordon's copying a rotoscoped image of a horse and rider from the title sequence of A Fistful of Dollars and the Italian language title of that film and its sequel for a few dollars more. The Sarah Charlesworth piece in the ad gives me my title and a reference to the other silhouette.
You can also see how Gordon has rendered these letters himself for the words that are in Italian.
Now we know it's coming up on 8, and a lot of you people love to go outside and howl.
Oh yeah, that's true. Howling time in Billings.
We're going to try to do some more in the next 15 minutes, and let us know if you're going to stick around and watch, and we'll keep going. One thing we could do today is we could go into the archives, we could go into the back, we could look at work by Leah Tenari, we could look at work by John Lodge, Jane Deschner.
Renee
if you want to see some work by any artist that we show here at Kirk's, that will be on our website soon. But today, you know, we're open for whatever. You want to tour at Kirk's? You want to go in the basement? You ever been in the basement at Kirk's? It's creepy, and I'm tall. All right, here we go. Were you ever young? Once again, we can tell that is Lee Van Cleef.
Lee Van Cleef.
And Clint Eastwood. Now, this piece is amazing. Someone did last week ask about the price. There was some interest in this. I will be following up with that person this week. So, but you know, it is still available. So if you want to get this piece, you know, before it goes on the auction block, pick it up. It's beautiful.
Brendan Fritzler is watching.
Hey, Brendan, we miss you. And we missed you helping us set up this show.
And Anna Page wants that orange chair in the basement.
All right. Let's go check that out in a bit. We'll drop it off on your porch with a roll of toilet paper.
Here's a little bit of detail on Lee Van Cleef. And
so this is from 2019, and Gordon does work in acrylic. This is acrylic paint. It's so masterful. I mean, I paint a lot, not as much as a lot of other people, but I paint, and it's so quick. It's so gestural, and it's just lines. I mean, this is, he did it so quick. That comes from years of making art.
Krista's on. Krista says hello from Manhattan. She's bought some of Terry Carson's work from Kirk's before.
Yeah, we could get into some Terry Carson work today if you guys want to look at it.
And there he is. There's a cigarette. You know, like Shane was saying, you know, it's not much of a mark, but then when you see it, it is absolutely, literally a cigarette because of the gesture and because of Gordon's mastery. Brendan says, miss you, homies. See you soon. He put a small alien there, too.
Oh, great. Now we're going to move on. This one is just called The Good. Il buono, il brutto, il cattivo. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Probably the most famous one of Sergio Leone's films. And I love this one. It's just text. It's like just some splattered black paint, some art forum advertisements ripped up. It's raw, it's fun, it's fast. Faccia a faccia, face to face.
I think we have notes on this one, don't we? From Gordon. It's got a John Curran ad right here. I think I remember last time we did this tour, I think Gordon was talking about the way that there's this ripple when he attaches the paper that you can still see in the finished piece.
Grazie mille, Marilu.
Oh, your Italian accent is great, Shane.
Io parlo italiano.
Anna Page says, Mary, you're so wonderful. I want to hug you. I also want to hug you, but I can only hug you with my imagination right now. But that's happening.
I went and saw my mom today for the first time in weeks, and it was wonderful. I know a lot of you come to Kirk's know my mom. She's a regular. She's wonderful. My dad.
Camille.
They are real instrumental.
Absolutely.
Now here we go. Now we're going to look at another one of Gordon's here.
Ooh.
The Misfits. Now this is an old movie that has been influential to Gordon. Saw his exhibition up at MSUB last year, and there was a wonderful piece there, a photo collage with just tiny snippets of a scene. This is a Marilyn Monroe film, or she is in it. I don't think it's her film.
Playing ping pong, right?
Paddleball.
Paddleball.
Throwing a little sexual innuendo into a bar scene, if I remember correctly from
Anna
Gordon.
says your family is amazing, Shane. Gosh, I miss them.
They are. It was good to see them today. And just this texture, once again, Gordon with the awesome texture.
This texture almost looks, well, yeah, there are pieces that are removed, that are ripped, that are torn, that are painted, that show through what's beneath. You can see some more text here. May 24th. And I love that.
Is that snake nets? Is that what this is?
Is it?
This is before our time a little bit, these cartoons. So if Gordon, you're out there, is this Ignatz? Is that the name of that cat
I think
or the
that
mouse?
might be it.
I don't remember.
And it continues right over here too.
I mean, I know the characters, I just don't remember their names.
Why do you shiver? And that's directly under the skirt of Marilyn Monroe.
The Misfits.
The Misfits. And I'm going to back up without stepping on the dog here.
And over here we have the Guardian. Oh, just to let you know, the Misfits is $1,000. It is for sale. Like all these pieces, please ask if you want to know the price. We are doing private showings if you want to come down. We will let you in here to walk all around.
So this piece was all painted and Gordon ripped it off. And then this is Crazy Cat and Ignatz the Mouse. Thank you, Gordon.
It's kind of fun. I mean, I wish you all were here, but you know, what can you do?
We do wish you were here.
So here we go. Once again, Clint Eastwood, Serape, splashes of color, wonderful, gestural, master, Gordon, forever.
Look at this.
2019, once again, this is all new work. This isn't old sitting around Gordon's house. This is stuff he's been making in the last year. This is $550. In the 1960s and 70s, the image I used in this painting was mass-produced as a poster, which could be purchased in record stores, head shops, and other places selling hippie paraphernalia. The Serape cowboy hat, boot, and unkempt hair and beard were all compatible with hippie fashion, and Clint Eastwood was very cool. Members of that generation had been raised on Western TV shows and movies and loved the arty, action-packed reinvention of the Western that came along from Southern Europe in the mid to late 1960s. I sent 2 photos of Guardian. Oh, well, he's telling me in his email that he sent it to me.
Hello, LB. Scratching the backs of my legs. Am I going to step on him?
Nope.
Sometimes LB gets extremely excited about Gordon McConnell's work because who doesn't get excited about Gordon McConnell's work?
All right, we got 2 pieces left by Sandy Dvarishkis here.
Ooh, let's come on
We're
over.
going to get the last 2 pieces by Sandy.
All right, LB's ready.
Oh, plates. We did say we were going to look at her cups, too.
Yep, these are some plates.
So this one is called Oh Go Do the Dishes, Wife. And here we have a...
Oh, go do the dishes or something. It says on the piece.
Yeah, but for the name she had given me, Oh Go Do the Dishes, Wife.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Nice.
So once again, we see rabbits, always the natural world in Sandy's pieces. Crows, ravens, rabbits, drinking.
Well, here's LB. I like this particular style of stylized rabbit. Sparky says woof to LB.
Sparky!
Shane's trying to calm him down. Just too excited about this show, everybody. Anyone who's been to Kirk's has seen that sometimes LB gets excited and jumps. And so here's more. We've got a female rabbit. We've got a rat here. This piece sold on our last live tour. Oh, go do the dishes, wife. Saying, oh, go do the dishes or something. Love the shape of the piece.
Now these are plates again. These are not able to hang. These were not built with the hangers on the back, but you know, we can... Oh, they're already sold, so we don't need to worry about it.
Yep, don't need to worry about it on this one. This piece also sold on our last tour, and I'm guessing it's from the same series. Oh, and actually, Sandy says that this was overheard at a biker rally. Oh, go do the dishes or something. Thanks, Sandy. Wow, that's really interesting. And then this piece has the text on it that says, so, who are you going to believe, me or your eyes? And it looks like we have these characters right here. I love the way this rat has been rendered. And then you look at the hand here, the claws, this more ghostly image of a mouse woman in the back. So who are you going to believe, me or your eyes? Again, There's just so much happening in this piece. We've got good drugs, beer, scary drugs, but fun. And we've got some more beer, all kind of fleshing out the scene here. And again, this sold last week, and it was really exciting to have both of these sell in quick succession. Now, Shane. Oh,
hey.
Hey, there you
I
are.
was just over at the snack table.
Oh,
We're out of wine. Anyways, we got our last piece by Stephen Glueckert here tonight.
This was originally made for a Yellowstone Art Museum art auction.
It did not sell at the Yellowstone Art Museum art auction. But it opens up.
It is called Things That Ring in the Night. And it is 119 original drawings.
how many?
119 for $1,000, averaging less than $10 a drawing. They all come bound.
And you can see Stephen Glueckert always thinking about machines.
And I love he's always scraping there's always these kind of scraping lines with the pencil.
There, I think they can see it now. Keith Martinez is watching, otherwise known as Zenitram Jr.
We already gave the Up Fresh Media commercial earlier, but we're happy you're here with us, Keith Martinez, our webmaster, if you need anything. So yeah, 119 drawings by Stephen Glueckert. All in these books. They're all bound. They all fit. Each side.
Here, pull that one back one more time. Let's see what's right underneath it. Yeah,
Once again, and we just get all these little booklets.
let me show you.
Things that ring in the night.
Things that ring in the night. Love it. Wish I could be there from Keith Martinez.
Woo! We love that guy.
We wish Keith and all of you could be there.
And you know what? This just closes up into a little cabinet. No one even has to know you own 119 drawings by Stephen Glueckert.
No, it could be a secret until you choose to reveal it to your friends, your family, and the people who are your confidants.
So I'd like to say that is the end of Curate Instigate, but we do have some work still. We're going to go finish up we got about 5 or 6 more pieces we're going to look at. If you do want to go into the galleries and look in the back, we can do that. We are going to look at Sandy's cup still. We're also going to look at some Hank Fuller paintings. So you hang with us another half hour if you want, come back. But this is the end of Curate Instigate.
And if you're in Billings, feel free to start howling soon. I'm not sure what time it is. We have 21 people watching right now.
So one of our favorites here at Kirk's, we've sold a good amount of his work. He's from Billings.
Sam
People
Parker
love
says,
it.
I love it. It's like Kirk's QVC. Yes, that's right.
Don't forget, anybody who said that?
Stan Parker.
Stan's one of our members. We got a couple members watching today. We got Gordon McConnell, member. You can become a member here at Kirk's Grocery. We have John Burdenground, Bear, member. Stan Parker, member.
Excellent dancer.
Excellent dancer. Danced at Zenitram. I'm sure Keith remembers that guy.
This is Keith Zenitram's new favorite show. And it should be.
So anyways, we got a new painting here by Roscoe. Roscoe does usually work with famous people on his paintings. Obviously, this is William Burroughs, one of America's great poets, thinkers, shot his wife in the head, heroin addict, great poet.
Amanda says, yay, this was so fun. And Jeannie is watching and loves this from Keith.
And so this is our latest piece by Roscoe. It is $600. It's 4 feet by 4 feet. Fits in pretty nicely, I feel, with different subject matter. But you know, the parallels we can draw between this and Gordon. What comic characters? As in over in the Misfits over here, where we had Ignatz.
And then Violent Illegal Alien, which ties in with the political themes of Sandy's work. Ooh,
And
look
all
at these
the
germs.
drips.
How topical, everyone. Germs. Wash those hands.
We didn't know what 9651 Joan is. I don't know. Anyone want to get on the internet right now and research what that has
Shout
to do with?
that out. Does it have
Come
to
on,
do with
Roscoe.
William S. Burroughs? Yeah. We had Roscoe watching on Instagram, but he must not be a Facebooker. And I love what's going on up here. I'm a little bit short, but I love these.
Good thing you
there
hang
we
out
go.
with a giant.
There we go, Shane. Show them what's up there. even that crossword puzzle kind of imagery, all tied in.
This is a local Billings artist. I believe he's in his 60s. Great guy, comes to our openings, gets drunk, has a fun time. We miss those openings. Last opening we had, 300 people came through the door.
This one, we've had...
Me and you.
Well, yes. Oh, Joan
Oh, is that
was
lady?
his wife.
Thank you,
According
John.
to John Lodge, Joan was William S. Burroughs' wife. And then what happened to her again, Shane?
I believe he shot her in Mexico.
Oh.
I'm not positive. I will take, my William S. Burroughs phase was about 20 years ago. Not because of him, but because of me. Just haven't really followed up with him, but he does have some great poems. I have a 10-inch of his by him and Kurt Cobain together. They did a nice little, noisy little music. The Doctor Came at Dawn.
And look at the texture. And I also like the way Roscoe renders his hands.
All right, so let's just go to this last wall we have out here in the main galleries. And this is a remaining photograph from our last show, which was called...
Now, if you back away, we're seeing your shadow in it. Yeah, okay.
Our last show was called Reckless. Now, this is a piece by Patrick Smith. He's a photographer. He lives here in Montana. He spends a lot of time up in Greenland for work, and this is a picture from the Arctic.
Oh, so William S. Burroughs was trying to shoot an apple off of his wife's head, and clearly that went wrong.
Ooh.
Thank you, John Lodge.
Thank you, John.
It's hard to see the horizon in this piece, but
There is a horizon in there. It's so subtle. This piece is almost all white. Really subtle, maybe hard to see on camera.
It's showing up really nicely today.
Oh, is it?
Yep, it is.
Good. And that's Patrick Smith. The next piece we're going to look at here is by Terry Carson. He passed away a few years ago. Also a curator at the Yellowstone Art Museum. And this is just a small piece of his work from the Commons, which was a installation he did up at the Missoula Art Museum, where he covered one of their galleries in packaging.
Absolutely covered every inch with this.
And so we have sheets of this, all different sizes, up to 4 by 8 feet,
Krista
down
says,
to the
love
smallest
this. Krista
piece.
bought some of these of the Commons recently.
Yeah, Terry Carson has some work in Manhattan right now, hanging under some Mexican wrestling masks, which
And
is,
everything should hang that way.
and some large amps. We love Terry's work. We have a lot of it here. If anyone is interested in Terry Carson's artwork, we have a bunch of his estate here that was given to us. Not given to us, but given to us.
And Krista says her Terry Carson work makes her very happy. And actually, the next show up at Kirk's will feature some of Terry Carson's work that people who are local may not have seen out yet.
No, it's etched glass. The next show will have some Terry Carson etched glass plates and landscapes. I think we have about 6 of them. It'll be paired with our wonderful camera lady, Mary Serby's art show. Mm-hmm. She will have 7 paintings up. It's a series she's been working on. There she is.
Fiber.
We'll be pairing her with Terry Carson's landscape, and who knows what else. But right now we're going to look at John Lodge.
John?
One of our best friends, one of our loyal patrons,
If you
member.
step back, then your clipboard shadow will be... Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Best friends, loyal patron.
And just all around mastermind, genius level thinking. You might be looking at that and say, that's strange looking paint. Well, to be honest, it's not paint. That's why. That is
Tell us what it is. There's incredible
carbon
suspense.
particle colloid emulsion, gesso, and gas propelled glue on canvas. John is supposed to have a show opening May 1st up at Aunt Dote's, but that has been canceled and moved to next year. But he will be having a show at the Missoula Art Museum next year. And we love John and we love his work.
The way John thinks through his process, how conceptual John is in his approach to making art and to experiencing life.
This is $750, which is a great deal for John Lodge. He's represented in many museums throughout our area, in Wyoming, here in Montana, up in Missoula.
Legend. Can't get enough of him. Texture. And then over here in the corner, this is Mark Earnhardt. Now this is another piece that was installed at our last show, Reckless. And here we have a feather duster. We all know how reckless you can be with a feather duster. Knocking stuff over. This is hand carved. He made these. Nah, I'm joking. He didn't carve that. He grew those feathers. Nah, I'm joking. He didn't grow those feathers.
And is this the whole piece?
No, you go down below, and here's something else you can be reckless with. A hammer. It's hanging on this piece of canvas. What's great about this hammer is it is a molded aluminum head, so it's super light. If you use this hammer, I think it would probably destroy the hammer.
And what's...
He's a professor up at MSUB. He's an art teacher up there, teaching lots of our local young minds, hopefully warping them, moving them towards conceptual art. Long conversation we've had here a lot at Kirk's is how a lot of the younger generation loves to draw characters, comics, and everything like that. And me and John Lodge and Spencer Gallagher had a wonderful conversation about this. And, you know, there's no right or wrong way to make art. I love conceptual art. I love how you might not even get it. Who knows if you got it?
But the fact that you're thinking about it and that it's changed your perspective in some way, it's pretty key.
I'm going to go get a few of Hank's paintings. Why don't you walk over and just look at her cups? I'm going to grab some of Hank's paintings. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so we've been talking about Sandy Dvarishkis' work, and we have quite a few of her mugs. And we showed you some details of a couple of them earlier. But let's take a look here. I'm a big fan of a lot of these mugs. If you look at this row, you can see a little bit of her approach. You can see these lines. And this one just has a single rabbit on here. But many of them, and I love this one, have something totally different on the other side. So this whole row here are different treatments of rabbits. And these mugs, you can see kind of a little bit about what they're like on the inside too. I believe all these mugs are $40. Krista says, I want that one. The red one is my question to you, Krista. I think there's a delay, so let us know. You may have whichever mug you'd like along this row. Here we have one that's a little bit more green. Oh, hello, LB. LB's back in the room. Hello, pups. And then this last one.
Krista wanted something?
Krista said, I want that one. I believe she wants this red rabbit mug.
Ooh,
I'll pick
look
that
at
one up.
There's 6 mugs with rabbits.
It's a little harder to show them off when
Stay.
it's just one of us. But
I know since we've been on quarantine, my coffee intake's been up as well as my tea. Yeah, I love this one. This one right here.
we're going to put the tag on this one right there. Thank you, Krista. Now, for those of us who know a little bit about Krista, we may also know that she's a very big fan of birds. And so I feel like I love the way that the bird has been rendered on this piece. And we also see it here with another red-eyed rodent on this piece as well. There's the tail, and we can follow that through. So right now we have a really beautiful selection of Sandy's mugs. Shane, why don't you turn this one right here?
Now these are glazed on the inside and raw kind of on the outside, this batch right here. And I believe these are called tea mugs, if I'm correct. And we get multiple cats.
Yeah. Look at that approach to the face and the eyes. And I love the top. It makes me think it's raining because of the blue up along the edge.
Kind of a landscape, black and white.
It's like a woodcut print, but ceramic. Getting some hearts on that one.
Wonderful. Here we go. And I love this right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got this little spot for your thumb or for your hand to hold that. These are little tea mugs. Once again, this one's got a crow on it.
So no handle, but that divot in there for your fingers.
Two. There's two divots. You
Yeah.
know, maybe one for your thumb.
And then here we go. Oops, sorry, Shane.
Oh, that's okay. Got some more birds here. Once again, there's one of Sandy's women. Hey, Sandy, if you're still watching this, are these self-portraits? I don't know that. I've never asked that. Or is this just a woman?
Oh, Krista says she will take the cat mug.
Curtis says that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Curtis.
Thank you, Curtis.
Curtis, do you mean this cat mug? Is this the one that you're thinking of? Shane's gonna go get a red dot. It's very exciting.
Thank you
Ellen
so much.
Kuntz is on here.
Woo!
Ellen Kuntz says, sorry, I missed who the artist is. The artist is Sandy Dvarishkis, and we've been showing her work throughout the gallery. Kind of plates and flat pieces, a large image of a hare called She Persisted, or a large hare.
The little blue bird to the right. This one, Anna? Is this the one, Anna?
Anna says, I would like the little blue bird on the right with a little blue heart she put there. I love that one. Isn't that one gorgeous?
Is that the right one?
Is this the right one, Anna? This little blue bird. I think whenever we've done this, though, there's a delay. We're going to put this red sticker on there, and you can.
If you're just joining us, we are going to try to remember to save it this week. And if you missed it, you can watch the beginning where we do go through the whole exhibit of Curate, Instigate.
And
We are
yes.
reaching the end, but we do have some special surprises. We're not letting you go yet. We're going to be with you
Let's do this
all
top row
night.
really quickly.
Oh, here's a piece. Here's a cat that
gorgeous
sold
one.
last week.
Ah, I love this one.
Now these all have
This
handles.
is a traditional mug. Or traditional Western mug, I should say, because I think the other style is Eastern.
And these pieces are all, I believe, 45? 40. These are 40. All these ones with handles.
Oh, the ones without handles are 35, and the ones with handles are 40. I misspoke earlier. And this one's great, too. Artist
This one
Sean
actually
Chandler
has
bought this one.
little feet here.
Yeah, see those feet? That's a great one, too.
Bramble.
Again, with that woodcut style. Or that's what I used to be a woodcut printmaker, so it really conjures that up for me.
And once again, if you didn't hear, any donations today to Kirk's Grocery, you can send to Venmo at Kirk's Grocery, PayPal, kirksgrocery@gmail.com. We do take cash envelopes in our mailbox. You can mail us a check. And any purchases or donations today, everybody's name's going to get thrown into a drawing, and we will be giving out one of these Stephen Glueckert all mixed out catalog books. They're signed.
Each one is really an individual
So
piece.
you could donate a nickel to me today
They're
at
all
Kirk's
unique.
Grocery, and I will put you in to win that $30 book. I hope to see a lot of nickels in there.
And then we had gone along, we took a look at this.
Did we look at the woman here?
I did spend some time keeping her on camera, as well as the rabbit here.
Oh, this one was beautiful. This sold last week. This showed for less than like half a second, and it sold. Love this piece.
A little bit of Donnie Darko in there for me, my own experience with
A
them.
lot of Donnie Darko in Sandy's pieces.
Yeah.
Now here's a pretty light one compared to some of Sandy's political ones. This is a nice blackbird, maybe some holly, some berries. Oh, look at this cute little bird. Just so great.
But don't forget, you could also have a piece with a rat and the White House. It's all here. There's a huge range.
All right, and here we go. Yeah, we'll go through the mugs that are
We will.
unsold one more time. Here we go. So,
All right, unsold mugs.
there you go. Well, this
Unsold.
is a cup. Unsold. And turn that. Go back a little bit. It's a little blurry, it looks like.
It's been a little blurry on the mugs. I'm trying to control it.
There we go.
Okay. I'm going to skip this one over. 'cause
This
that's
is the only other one with a handle. We have 3 with a handle left. And then down here, we come to the ones that do not have handles, and this has a rat on it. It's a long tail.
Krista, I thought you'd like this one, but it's sold immediately.
That's a very cute one. And a page. Here we go. This one's a little, you want to start buying Christmas presents already? Hark, that's kind of Christmassy. Some holly, crows. I love these are unglazed on the outside. The glaze is only on the inside.
We'll come over here. This is an unsold one. This is glazed all the way around. This is more of a landscape, just black and white. Large cup of coffee. I try to, someday by the time I'm like 70, I'll be able to drink a whole espresso this big.
Mm-hmm. Now, some people say that birds are descended from dinosaurs and that they're awfully fierce. I feel like this mug conveys that sentiment. Although actually it's scientists who say that, so that would probably be a more accurate way to phrase that. And then here's another crow, I would say. Yeah. Although it could
it's
be a
got a little
raven.
brown bird on there, just a little. Mm-hmm. And a woman. I like this one. You kind of get two birds and a woman.
And then I'm just going to kind of pan through. These are the
These
unsold
are all the
rabbits.
The unsold rabbits.
I'm a fan of this one.
Yeah, that's the head on.
The elegance of this one. Krista had purchased the one I'm zipping by. We got
There's
this
a green one.
And then this one too. And then down here on the bottom, actually, we haven't paid attention to these. There are two mugs like this one where you just see the gestural marks. So they don't have a more figurative image. They just have these energetic gestural marks. Then here's another one of a bird that's beautiful, lost within kind of the wind-looking gesture of those marks. And there's the second one.
Just Sgraffito.
A pair to this one. And then here's a bottomless vase by Sandy.
Flower holder, yeah.
Bottomless flower holder by Sandy. And this is a piece that we've had here for a little bit, and it's in the same style of the piece that's up at the tippy top, which is a gorgeous piece. I don't know the title of this. Do you know it, Shane?
No, I don't know it with me right now.
We
Brought it out from the back. This has been in the back for a few months, and I brought it out because we just wanted to give this wall to Sandy.
Yeah. But if Sandy's still on here, you can feel free to remind us of the title.
And if we move too fast through all those mugs, anybody or Krista, you can always call me back. I'll give you a personal tour, FaceTime. We're always here for you, Kirk's Grocery. We're going to do two more things tonight, folks. We're going to look at some of Hank Fuller's paintings. Hank's working every day out there. I follow him on Facebook. And
and Sandy says, yes, Abvara firing. So is that for this piece is Abvara firing? Is that the technique used? Nice. And this one down here. Oh, Shane's getting organized.
now we weren't able to get these on the wall.
Whoa.
But these are some paintings. If you live here in Billings or if you've been to Billings, we are surrounded by some sandstone cliffs called the Rims. A real important part of our landscape here. Now what Hank does, he's painting these landscapes, but I don't know Hank well, maybe he's done some drugs. There's always some psychedelic element to his paintings that I love. They're like perfect landscapes, but totally psyched out at the same time. These are just so familiar if you live here in Billings or if you've been to Billings. These shapes, these cliffs, the blue sky, the yellows, the browns, the taupes.
The grass is right here.
The puces. Oh, these colors.
Oh, the puces.
So this is one of Hank. This is the largest one we have by Hank right now, and this one here is $225. And they're going to go down from there. Now this one, it's called Study in Acrylic.
They're mostly just looking at me right now. That's better. Yep.
This is Study in Acrylic. Now he works with oil on ragboard and then he mounts them to foam core, and he is a framer. These are all hand-built frames as well. And if you do buy any other artwork here, suppose you want to buy one of these Gordons here that are unframed, I'm sure we could get Hank to build you a beautiful frame. This one's like an underground psychedelic cavern of love. I don't know.
Love.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Love this one too. This one's called Sandstone and Brambles, obviously the sandstone. I see some faces in here, some dinosaurs.
And some brambles.
Some brambles. I wonder why he named it that. Real literal naming on this one.
The title says it all.
Ha ha ha, great change. Sandy, I'm glad you watched it again. It's great being your friend. I saw Sandy yesterday. We both had on
our red face masks. I handed her some money from last week's sales in an envelope. It was wonderful to see her, though briefly. We've been really taking the social distancing seriously here. Shane's got weak lungs, had pneumonia in my 30s. I'm real scared about it.
That was 40 years ago.
Yep. I love being 78.
Mark Vischer says, amazing, Hank.
Yeah, Hank's killing it. I mean, and he just does these every day. He was posting new ones today. He's doing these close-ups of wood now. They're so Billings. I mean, you know, you get these painters that just like capture their space, their time, their place. And Hank really does that for me. Hank's another artist. Like a lot of the artists I've met here, they just come in, they show me their work, you know, and we get it on the walls someday.
If you live in Billings, I saw Hank's work at Caramel Cookie Waffle today.
Yes, we ate at Caramel Cookie Waffle House today, yes.
We did not eat there. Through sanitary methods, we removed the food from there and ate it somewhere else. Krista says these are very nice.
These are amazing. These are $150 each. Love this one. You got these two sandstone just crushing this bramble, tree, whatever.
The tree.
The blues are so
survives.
Beautiful in these.
Here, hold on. It's not really focused.
Hank is also a woodworker. He does some wood sculptures. We have some wooden boxes that he's built. He's made some snakes. We're going to do a big show with Hank someday in the future. It's just, we don't know when. We're going to get there, though.
Hank rocks, says Gordon McConnell.
Yeah.
Was that a pun?
Dang. Betty Lowe's local dance phenomenon.
Phenom, as we call her, a dance phenom.
Oh, we already did that one. We have one left. Oh, this one right here.
These two.
Oh, this one here. We'll just hold them both up at the same time.
Hold them both up as we come to the end of our
evening.
evening.
Here is Hometown View.
Hometown View, Billings, Montana.
Now, this is a series, these four that are these size, that are all made by Hank. They are $150 each. There's four of them. They're 1 through 4, 2 to 4, 3 to 4, 4 to 4. Now, if you buy all four of these today, I'll drop $100 off that price. You can buy 4 paintings for $500.
Wow, this is like earlier we had a comment.
QVC, yeah, I'm gonna throw some lipstick in there.
And John Lodge says, surreal, Hank, cerebral.
Yes,
cerebral. Cerebral.
That's a style. He's like the thinking man, Salvador Dalish.
The thinking man, Salvador Dalish. This is really disintegrating at the end here. Yeah, this is...
Okay, we got one more thing we're going to do.
Whoa.
And then I'm going to let you guys get to your Friday night.
Staying indoors.
Local legend.
Stan Parker says, but wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more. Let's go all the way up to the front room. Now, we don't know much about Gerald Kinsfather. I do know that he loves to come to Kirk's about once a week, once every 2 weeks. When we're open and watch live music is how I met him. Just if you're an artist here in Billings or in the area, you can come in, show me your art. That's how Ellen Kuntz got in here. We do have a very high standard of quality that we look for, so make sure that you're like top notch if you're going to come in the door. But we're just going to flip through some of Gerald Kinsfather's drawings. Now this is, let me get my phone so we can turn a light on. Now these are very subtle drawings, and they are amazing. These are so minimal. The line work is just amazing. Now we're selling these drawings in these sketchbooks for $25 each. And there are hundreds of these drawings, and as soon as I get my flashlight on, man, does that help at all?
Flashlight it.
Look at how beautiful that is. Look at this one up here. This is some pretty sexy stuff up here. Can you reach over there?
We'll walk.
Here, do you want to flip through them and I'll hold it? Because I got longer arms.
Oh, want to flip through that one?
Well, any of them. I don't care. We're just going to flip through these.
Oh, they're not attached. Oh, they are attached.
Now, Gerald hasn't been showing his drawings here in town, but he just dropped off, I don't know, 30 sketchbooks? Look at all this stuff. All drawings. Nudes.
Nudes, female nudes.
Well, yeah, we haven't seen any males.
We haven't seen any
We're looking
males
for
yet.
some junk. Let's find some
But
junk.
there are hundreds of drawings, so
Oh, this is maybe a male
there
here.
could be a little bit of a little bit.
Old short arm Mary. That's what Robert said. Look at these, just such minimal lines. I want to go over to this one here because these are just like these legs and these feet. I don't know how long that took, but look at this line quality. Look at that. You know, the darker the line is when it comes in, and as you come around a curve, it lightens up from where the light would hit it. You get the shadow. Amazing. Look at that foot. Now this right here. Yeah, so powerful, Hank. I can't even believe these drawings. That's just beautiful. How long does it take to draw that? Who knows? 30 seconds? 5 minutes? I don't know how much he takes these.
The artist knows. Only the artist knows.
Oh, what's that? Buttocks. We really do appreciate everybody here who tuned in, who hung out with Mary and I. Thanks for all your purchases, all the cup purchases. If there is anything else, here, you want to hold this? I'll do a little talk. Thanks for all your purchases, for all your support. Kirk's Grocery has really enjoyed being in Billings. We're building up an arsenal on our website so you can purchase this stuff from all over the world with the simple click of a button, thanks to Upfresh Media. And
Quick pan around the space, real quick.
We love being here in Kirk's Grocery. If you can help us out in any way, buying stuff, Venmoing, anything you want, we would love to stay open to serve you in the future. We're driving around today, Mary and I. We noticed some local businesses have started to close. Grains of Montana looks like it's out of business.
So John Lodge said the space between the line is beautiful and what we were just looking at. And Robert Bykowski says, website up when?
Well, it was up, Robert. We got hacked. Now Upfresh Media, hacking through all the hacking. He's redoing it all. It should be up, I don't know, maybe Keith's out there next week, a week or so. There is stuff up there right now, but Keith's working hard to get all the images that we gave him, a couple hundred images he's slogging through. So we had it looking good, but due to...
oh, Jody Leitner just joined here at the end.
But due to circumstances beyond our control, we were not able to keep it up. So it will be up and running hopefully next week. But anytime you want to come into Kirk's, you can set up an appointment. I will open the door, let you wander around for free and watch you from the back room. You can do all your own thing. Then I'll come in. We have these special COVID cleaners that come through and clean it for us after every person. Yeah. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. Kirk's Grocery appreciates your love, and most importantly, keep creating art. There's a lot of time to fret, so there's a lot of time to make things. I've been making a lot of music. Stay positive as best you can. We are here to talk. I had some friends I called today who are pretty depressed most of the time, so I figured they were probably really depressed currently. And I gave them some calls, just checked in with some friends. So there's probably people out there. If Jeannie and Keith are watching, I called Dan Cahoon because that guy always needs cheering up. And
Hank Willis says, super nice. Thank you too. Angela Yorkie says, much love from Bozeman, all caps.
Woo, Angela, good to see you.
Bozeman, Montana.
So we'll see you next time. We're going to do something again next Friday. I don't think we're going to walk through Curate Instigate. I'm going to set up a show in a back gallery. We're going to put up some Leah Tenari, I think, from New York City, maybe some Winston Sang. We're going to set up a new gallery, and it'll be a lot shorter. But this is our show, Curate Instigate. We worked on this for months to get it all here. We're real proud of it. Make sure to check out Gordon McConnell's work. You can find him. I believe it's gordonmcconnell.com. Maybe Gordon James or James Gordon. I don't know. Something like that. I should have looked that up. Stephen Glueckert. Stephen Glueckert. He's out there. I don't think he's much on the internet, but he is probably making something right now that is very fun, very creative, and possibly move. Let's Let's leave our guest tonight with a...
And Krista says, Winston sang, please, when you mention Winston
Do
sang.
you want to see some Winston sang now? We can do it. We don't have to stop. So let's make a new drawing. Well, we don't want to waste all these sheets for everybody, huh?
I think we should be judicious with our sheets. Because they've been signed by the artist.
But should we do it on this side, do you think?
No, that's the back.
That's the back. Okay. We'll just add to this one. We'll move it a little bit.
Is this the final image? Are we fading?
If Chris wants to see Winston sang, I'll take you into the back room, but she got to speak up. Because, how many watchers we got right now?
12.
So this is like, when I play music, I'm always like, I got one more song, and then I play like 4 more songs. So we can do that if you want. Look at that. Who needs your hands to make drawings when we have mechanical items to do it for us? This is actually the first robot ever made.
Krista says yes, please. She wants to see Winston sing.
Oh, we're going to go into the archives, folks. Good thing I cleaned up back there.
Boom. All right, so for anyone who wants to go on this extra special tour, we're going to have
I need to hit up the snack table.
Shane's got to get a snack in between. We really brought out the best possible snacks this time. A single orange for all of you to share, fudge stripe cookies, and San Pellegrino straight from the bottle, as one would do in Italia. Ciao, Shane.
All right, let's go into the bowels of this place.
We'll also be releasing the dog.
Oh.
He's an amazing dog. That's right. Okay.
Usually this room has art in it.
Not
Currently
right now.
It does not.
Behind the scenes.
I've been working on music. That's what's going on here. Oh, you know what?
Bathroom break?
No, we were going to show some Brian Keith Scott, but it's a little dirty in there. Oh shit, my neighbor's here.
These lights take just a moment to light up, but let's take a dark and spooky tour before the lights come on.
I'm gonna grab
I don't know.
Sang.
Shane's getting the Winston Sangs out. See, we have the dog, and we have a Roscoe painting right here, Debbie Harry, and things are in a little bit of disarray because the public is not coming in through the doors right now. Let's take just a second, focusing on Debbie. Krista says, side note, this is such a great space. Yeah, it really is a great space. Something I like about it is when you're in the back, you can see almost all the way, through to the street if you're at the right spot. We've got the tin roofs. American flag up here that came with the space. Shane's got some Winston Sangs right now. LB is hoping to see Ryan Brown, painter, who has a studio in the back, but the door is indeed closed. I think I hear a little profanity back there, which is exciting. This light will come on all the way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's looking really green in here right now, but any moment, I think the light will pop.
So this is 2 different prints.
Keith says, the website is up now. It just is not complete. Still many artists' works to be uploaded, but you can take a look right now.
Yeah, it's going great. The website looks great, Keith. We love it.
Here's some pussy hats for anyone who's interested in pussy hats. Winston sang. Krista says, these are amazing.
So these are prints of 25. There's 25 each of these. These were done a few years ago. If you live in New York, you may have seen Winston's work around in the subways. He's recently done a series called GOPPOS, hashtag GOP piece of shit. He's been really hot to criticize Devin Nunes, Mitch McConnell, and all those other assholes. So, here we go. This one's called America Again. Both of these are a pair, and they are number 20 of number 25 of the prints. There's 25 each of these.
Oh, they're a pair? They come together?
No, they don't come together, but I mean, they're both number 20 of 25.
Ah. I can't see through the comments, but I think we've got that there. Yeah. Okay.
And we're going to show you one more Winston Sang here.
Okay, LB, get ready for the reveal, my puppy friend. Almost ready for the reveal. Bring them on in, pups. Bring them on in.
Now these are $350 each. I love this one. This is just gorgeous. Hands down, beautiful. This is called American Camo. See lots of people in here. Lots of people. I believe this to be Mike Pence right here. That's who I think it is. One of the Trumps right here.
Next to hold up.
This
I don't
one
know
here.
why I can't follow. There
That
it is.
one. All sorts of people. America's made up of all sorts of people, and Winston has showed us that. Great New York artist.
Krista says lovely, and Keith says that the website is www.kirksgrocery.com.
What up, Facebook Nation? www.kirksgrocery.com. Up Fresh Media. Check it out. Zenitram Jr. He's a great musician. That white light is not part of it.
No.
Let's go into our special cabinet.
Special
Robert's
cabinet.
still out there. You can see his.
Robert Bykowski is a fan.
Here we have Mutant Guinea Pig
By Renee Audette.
by Renee Audette.
Can you pull
This
it
is
out
a
of there?
sculpture. I don't
No?
want to do
Okay,
it
why
too.
don't you take it?
No, these are sculptures by Renee Audette. His little tiny frog here is by her also.
Ooh, and the hairless cat.
Renee Audette and Jane Deschner are some of our largest selling artists here at Kirk's. This is a great piece called The Other. Super creepy. Robert says, my friend. And over here we have a kitty, the Sphinx cat. Love this thing.
Most people enjoy hairless cats. Also, the face of that baby underneath there. Also, it's an engaging face.
That's. Here we have a couple more pieces of Sandy's work that aren't out right now. It says, resist. Do you hear what I hear? This is kind of the cute cabinet at the back. And I think we're going to end tonight with this rabbits and dog plate.
Just a little better.
Great. So once again, yeah, thanks everybody for being with us. This has went on for a long time. Join us next week. We'll be showing more work from the archives. This is some more work by Hank up here. Maybe we'll go through this next week. Bum, bum, bum. All sorts of wonderful stuff. You're welcome, Krista. Thanks so much for sticking around. Everybody that was here, thanks for all your support of Kirk's Grocery. We love being artists. We love art. We love creating. Remember, we can change the world. Just do it. All those slogans.
Okay.
Ciao.
Ciao.